Good evening and welcome to VC3 News and Sports for Thursday, September 5th. I am Shadane McLean. The Ministry of Education has solicited a Cuban expert in special education who is expected to arrive here at the end of September to assist with plans to integrate children with special needs in the education system. This was disclosed by Minister of Education Curtis King during his appearance on the VC3 Roundtable Talk program last evening.
Georgetown Secondary School, we have we have 2 students who are blind, and I must tell you they are making good progress. They're in the top stream. At least last year, our school year, they were in the top stream in their age group. And we also have at Adelphi. But that child is not blind. That child is visually impaired, okay? And we also have we have 2 students who are hearing impaired also at the Georgetown Secondary School. So we have to do a lot of work with the teachers there. And the Ministry of Education, we are providing other support. For example, we had a project which was financed by TX Foundation, where we are providing certain equipment to the schools and students to help them, like
learning aids.
Right, learning aids and like Braille, I know specialized computers, even simple things like canes for the blind and visually impaired. So, as I'm saying, we are doing piecemeal things, but the idea of bringing in the expertise is to help us to develop a national program, so you have a national response.
The minister added that the ministry has already started putting things in place for the development of inclusive education in the country.
We have already started doing some things, but they are more piecemeal in approach. For example, at the Fair Hall Government School, we have students with different challenges, and they are making great progress, but we needed to give them greater support. We tried walking through a next, with support from an external, from World Bank, right? We tried a pilot project on the island of Beckwith. Yes, and we have learned some valuable things out of that. With the help of the OECS, we conducted a national, well, it was regional, but our segment, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, basically we completed this national assessment to identify some of the special areas and the number of students we have in each special area, whether they were suffering from autism, well, I shouldn't say suffering, but whether they were, the different challenges, autism, we could identify already who would be blind and so on and so on. So we identify all the different areas.
The St. Vincent Girls High School has dominated the number of passes in the 2024 May to June Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate or CSEC examinations for yet another year. The Girls High School scored a 96.59% pass rate. There are 4 other schools which recorded percentage pass rates of 80% or more. These schools are the St. Vincent's Grammar School with 91.15%, St. Martin's Secondary School with 90.37%, St. Joseph's Convent Kingstown with 85.54%, and Thomas Saunders Secondary School with 82.79%. Approximately 73.60% of the subject entries for the 2024 May to June CSEC examinations were awarded grades 1 through 3. This year, 2,234 candidates were registered, and of these, 1,484 were school candidates and 750 were private candidates. The Department of Adult and Continuing Studies within the Ministry of Education will on Saturday kick-start its week of activities, which is aimed at highlighting the importance of adult education. This week-long celebration will also showcase the various programs available in our community. The schedule of events includes a church service on the 7th and 8th of September, the ceremony for small appliance repairs class at the Grenadines Affairs Office in Port Elizabeth, Bequia, and promotion of upcoming CSEC classes in Bequia will be held on Wednesday, September 11th. On Thursday the 12th, whistle stops will be done promoting DACE's programs and services on the windward side of the island. On Friday the 13th, Arts and Craft exhibition held from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Old Treasury Building car park, which is next to the SVG Postal Corporation. A new law was passed in Parliament on Tuesday that bans alcohol consumption in funerals. This and other stories coming up when we return after the break. Stay with us.
Now available from all Lotto agents. Gold Mine, a new $2 Insta-Cash game with a top prize of $3,000. Gold Mine, so easy to play. If your numbers equals the bars of gold numbers in the same group, win the prize shown. You can win up to 3 times. Get your Gold Mine Insta-Cash tickets where there's no waiting for a draw and you can win on the spot. Gold Mine, another easy-to-win Insta-Cash game from the National Lotteries Authority.
Welcome back. In more local news, a new law was passed at the last sitting of Parliament on Tuesday, September 3rd, that bans alcohol consumption in funerals. The bill was passed to amend the Public Order Act, Chapter 396, which will now make it an offense to consume alcohol in a funeral procession. Prime Minister Dr. Gonsalves, also Minister of National Security, while presenting the bill, noted that the bill, in his opinion, was straightforward. He further explained that anyone who fails to comply with this new law can be fined up to $200 EC.
And it creates an offense of unlawful possession or consumption of intoxicating liquor while being part of a funeral procession through a highway, road, or other thoroughfare. And the penalty for possession or consuming intoxicating liquor while being in the funeral procession, the penalty is that you are liable to summary conviction to a fine not exceeding $200. And for the purpose of this act, intoxicating liquor has the meaning given to it in the Liquor License Act. But it should be noted, Madam Speaker, that if you are in the procession, in accordance with Clause 15B of the bill, that you would not commit this offense if you have the intoxicating liquor in a sealed bottle or container.
PM Gonsalves further explained the consequences of breaking the new law.
The powers of the police officer, in addition to being able to charge you for that offense, for having in possession or consuming the intoxicating liquor, that you may be arrested without warrant if, in the opinion of the police officer, it is necessary to do so for the safety of any person. And Speaker, what has necessitated this particular bill? The factual situation where increasingly in funeral processions, people are seen with beers, rum, drinking and shouting, and not involved, Madam Speaker, in anything concerning the solemnity or of a funeral procession, or even the celebration in song of the life of the person whom we are burying. This is just a matter of drinking rum and treating the funeral procession as if it is a mass band.
Meanwhile, expressing his objection to the law banning the consumption of alcohol at funerals, opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday said that banning alcohol may be more of a problem than a solution.
What will happen, Madam Speaker, is that persons may find ways to conceal what they're consuming. They may find other ways to get around it. And then the police may become involved in trying to do detection as to whether somebody has alcohol or not in a funeral procession. The problem, Madam Speaker, is not that we on this side of the House don't understand the sensitivity of it, the solemnity of a funeral. What you don't want to have is people drinking alcohol in a procession. But the point is, this legislation will not solve the problem. And it runs a great risk of creating additional problems. It seems it's giving the appearance that something is being done, when in fact, from the Prime Minister's own rationale for the legislation, is like nothing will be done because the police ain't gonna bother with it. That can't be, it doesn't make sense for us to be passing laws that criminalize, well, making an offense of certain conduct, bringing police resources into a funeral procession, into a solemn occasion, and, Madam Speaker, running the risk of creating more problems than it would solve.
While the bill was supported by the 13 government lawmakers, including Attorney General Grenville Williams, the opposition, however, was in objection, arguing that while they do not support the consumption of alcohol at funeral processions, the law will create more problems than the one it proposes to address. And those are our local news stories. Coming up next, we have VC3 Sports.
Your life, your vibe, your cola. So represent.
Your life, your vibe, representing the best cola. Me and talk about Zest Cola. Right.
From me, open the cola. Me a look for the best cola.
Look to the left, me see the Zest Cola. Look to the right, me see the Zest Cola.
Zest Cola are the best cola. Represent for the Zest Cola. Zest Cola are the best cola.
Zest. Your life, your vibe, your cola. Zest. Represent with the best cola available island-wide at your favorite bars, restaurants, corner stores, and supermarkets. Zest. Your cola, your vibe.
Welcome to VC3 Sports for September 5th, 2024. Vincentian Moet Games has today been awarded the title of the country's first international umpire in the sport of netball. Earlier today, the governing body World Netball awarded him the international netball status. This IUA status, according to World Netball, will stay valid for 4 years after another testing for a reappointment. In January 2023, Games was granted the status of International Talent Identification, which was due to expire in 2027. However, having been tested and proven to be of class, Games broke the barriers and received his IUA status in just 1.5 years. More on the local scene in sports. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Vincy Heat will go into action tonight, September 5th, from 9 p.m. at the Stadion Antonio Trinidad Bonaire against the host country. The 25-member team includes 3 goalkeepers, 8 defenders, 6 midfielders, and 7 strikers. The management team includes Dr. Renan Francis, manager, head coach Ezra Hendrickson, assistant coaches Arande Ash and Wade Jackson. Otis Blackis is the goalkeeper coach, with Shandell Samuel, the striker coach. Delani Sam is the fitness coach, the medical personnel, Dr. Riva Providence, and Siobhan Smith as physiotherapist. In a drive to revive road racing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Team Athletics SVG has partnered with Log Enterprises Limited, the agents for Supreme Bleach, for an upcoming 10K road race series. The series, dubbed the Log Enterprises Supreme Bleach 10K Series, will feature 3 10K races in October and November, beginning on October 6th with the All-Winwood 10K. This will be followed by the Cyan Hill 10K on October 20th, with the All-Leeward 10K on November 17th. Cash prizes will be awarded to the top 3 male and female finishers in each of the 3 categories. Persons interested in races can register online at www.teamathleticssvg.com. That's the end of our VC3 News and Sports. Join us on our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as the VC3 channel 114 for more updates. See you next time. I am Shadeen McLean.
Thank you.